أَمَّنْ هُوَ قَانِتٌ آنَاءَ اللَّيْلِ سَاجِدًا وَقَائِمًا يَحْذَرُ الْآخِرَةَ وَيَرْجُو رَحْمَةَ رَبِّهِ قُلْ هَلْ يَسْتَوِي الَّذِينَ يَعْلَمُونَ وَالَّذِينَ لَا يَعْلَمُونَ إِنَّمَا يَتَذَكَّرُ أُولُو الْأَلْبَابِ.
بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. الحمد لله رب العالمين والصلاة والسلام على سيد المرسلين وعلى آله وأصحابه وسلم تسليما كثيرا. This is the part 2 of the means of ritual purification. This is part 2, and it will be about the means of ritual purification. What do we use to purify ourselves? Means of ritual purification. Purification from both khabath and hadath. We have shown in last session what hadath mean and what khabath mean. So purification from both khabath and hadath are performed with natural water, such as rainwater, sea water, lake water, river water, wells water, melted snow water, melted hell water, spring water, tap water. Or if we don't have water, it's water substitute, which is natural constituents of the earth. You can make tayammum with that. Water are divided into 3 types. Water that we use to purify ourselves is divided into 3 types. So purification from both khabath and hadath are performed with water or the substitute of water, which is any natural parts of the earth. But there are 3 types of water: pure and purifying water, and this is called tahur, and this is natural water which retained its natural characteristics, such as rain water, sea water, river, spring, and tap water, etc. This purifying water is used for both ritual and physical purification, as well as human consumption. I can drink it, I can cook with it, I can use to wash my clothes and purify my clothes from ritual or physical purification, ritual or physical impurity. Can use to wash urine from my clothes, can use to wash the carpet on which I'm praying. That's the first type of water, pure and purifying water. The second type is pure non-purifying water. That's called tahir. It is pure, but you cannot use it to purify something. And this is natural water, which the color, the taste, or the smell, one of the 3 characteristics: color, taste, and smell, or smell, has been altered from a contact with pure substances, or water which its purifying state is questionable. We don't know if something changed or not. Its purifying state is questionable. That's pure non-purifying water, tahir. We can use it for consumption and ordinary needs, but we cannot use it for ritual purification. I can use to wash, let's say, my car. I can use it to wash, to water my plant. I can use to cook. I can drink it, but I cannot use to make wudu. Let's say that Coke, for example. Coke, the color has changed, or orange juice I can drink, but I cannot use that to make wudu or wash my clothes. And the third type of water is impure water, najis, and this is natural water which the color, or the taste, or the smell, one of these 3 characteristics, has been change due to a contact with impure substances. And this is not used for human consumption. It is not used for ritual purification, but it is used for purposes not directly related to prayer places, prayer places or to human hygiene. So I can use it to water my plant. I can use it to give it to animals to drink. I can use it to wash outside of my car, for example, but I cannot use it to drink it or cook with it or use it to make wudu. There are some changes that do not affect the water's purifying status or state or quality. So which means that I have a natural water, but there are some change, but I still can use it to perform my wudu or drink or cook with it. So that these changes do not affect the water's purifying state. And these changes include the change in smell due to adjacent impure conditions such as neighboring dead animals. I'm living next to let's say that a pig farm, and then the smell not coming from the urine and the feces of that those pigs affect can be smell from the water, my tap water or my well water, or there's a dead animals next to a well, and that smell when I take the water from the well, I still can smell it. That does not affect the purifying state of the water. I can make wudu with it, I can drink it, and I can cook with it. Smell or color or taste changes that affect the smell or color or taste. These are the three characteristics mentioned in the hadith. Changes that affect these three characteristics due to a constituent of the earth itself, such as mineral, or water is running through a land red and it became red. I can make wudu with it and I can use it. And if there's no harm in it, I can use to cook it and drink if it does not have, if it is not harmful. The change that affects smell, color, taste due to living animals in living creatures of that water, have frogs in that water or less plants in that water, that a lot of algae that affect the color or the smell of that water, frogs, smell of frogs or other animals living in that water. It does not affect the quality. I can use that water to make my wudu. Smell changes that affect the color, the smell, or the taste due to traces of tanning. Right, I'm tanning a leather, a skin of an animal, and some traces came in contact with the water. That's an excuse. It does not affect it. Smell, color, or taste changes due to what is hard to avoid, such as leaves or twigs falling from the tree into water, a well or a bucket of water. That does not affect that water. And slight changes caused by farm animals dropping dungs, for example, farm animals that come from them, and they're very slight affected that water. It does not affect its purifying quality. Dislike water and recommended use of water. So for the Maliki, when the water is in a small quantity and najasa and impurity fall in it, and it does not change one of the three characteristics, the color, the smell, and the taste, that water is tahur, it remains purifying. You can use it to make wudu, but it is disliked using it for ritual purification. It is disliked that I use it to make wudu, even if my wudu is valid. But again, for the Maliki, small quantity of water in contact with najasa, but does not change, the najasa did not change one of its three characteristics: smell, taste, and color. That water remains tahur. That's not the case for the majority, the madhahib, the other madhahib. When the water is small and any najasa falling in that, it makes the water lose its purity. It becomes najis, non-pure, even if it does not change the color. When a dog laps in a container, it is recommended to throw what the dog has eaten from. For the Malik, it is recommended. It's not obligatory, which means that you still can consume it, because dog is pure for the Maliki, including the saliva. But they recommend that you throw the content. Let's say that I have milk and the dog come in, water for wudu, and the dog come and lap from that. It is recommended that I throw that water. But if I make wudu with it, my wudu is valid. And I can use that water also to cook, and as long as it is not harmful. And the container, you have to wash it 7 times, as mentioned in the hadith. But for the Maliki, you don't have to wash it one of the 7 with dirt. For the majority, you have to wash it 7 times, 1 time with dirt. And this is what the hadith says, and this is what we should do, because the hadith says that. For the Maliki, they did not say it because Imam Malik did not have access to that part of the narration. One with dirt is not in the narration of Imam Malik of the hadith. When a land animal with a circulatory blood system dies in a well without causing one of the 3 characteristics, smell, color, taste, to change, that water is remain tahir, right? But it is recommended that you bail out its water. You try to remove the water to the point that you assume that no feces or no harm or excretion from that animals remain, and you judge that the water is pure. Here is a comparative table, fiqh table for the types of water according to the 4 madhahib, starting with the Hanafi, the oldest madhab. Water is divided into 5 categories for them. You have the first tahir, mutahhirun ghayru makruh, which means non-disliked purifying water. And this is also the first type of water for the Shafi'i, tahir, mutahhir ghayru makruh. And the second type for the Hanafi is tahir, mutahhirun makruh, dislike but purifying water. So the first is what you use to make wudu and purify yourself. The second is what you use you don't use it. You can use it for ordinary purposes, but you don't use it to make wudu, because you can use it to make wudu, sorry, but it is disliked. And that's also a type for the Shafi'i. Tahir, mutahhir, makruh is purifying but disliked to use. And the third category for the Hanafi is tahir ghayru mutahhir, pure but not purifying. And this is like the tahir for the Maliki. It is, you can use it for ordinary consumption, but you don't use it for ritual purification. So that's also the third type for the Shafi'i. So, and then the fourth type for the Hanafi is najis and pure water. And then for the Shafi'i is also impure water. And the Hanafi has the fifth type, which is mashkuk, water that is doubtful. And this is when a mule drinks from a water. A mule is a cross of a donkey and a horse. When you drink from water, for the Hanafi, you use that water to make wudu and you make tayammum because the purifying state of that water is doubted, is doubtful. So the Hanafi have these 5 categories. The Shafi'i are close to the Hanafi, but they don't have the mashkuk part. Other than that, the Shafi'i and the Hanafi are equal. The Maliki and the Hanbali are equal, are the same. This water is divided into 3 only: tahir, pure purifying water, tahur, pure purifying water, and for Hanbali and Maliki, and tahir, pure non-purifying water, and then najis and pure water. And this is everything for this session. سبحانك اللهم وبحمدك نشهد أن لا إله إلا أنت نستغفرك ونتوب إليك وصلى الله على محمد وعلى آله وأصحابه وسلم تسليما كثيرا. السلام عليكم.